fun to see full speed action and get going and see that if all the work you've put in, it pays off. And the kids are excited to visit Wabash and get after the Apaches.
Last year it was the same kind of scenario. On the road, the first game to Wabash. So it's kind of interesting how that worked out this year. But the first quarter was a little tight last year. But then the Zebras kind of opened up a little bit and figured things out. And you kind of expect that week one.
They got a quarterback, Isaac Wright, a really good pocket passer, but he's also dangerous outside the pocket. And so he extends plays. And so he allows them to really extend your defense, and that's what he did last year. So we can't let him or allow him to do that early. It's been an emphasis in practice to try to keep that guy in the pocket, and they got some skilled guys out there that can really move. So they are a formidable team on offense for sure, and then they play a multiple front defense. So it really stresses our offense to you've got to block your rules. You got to do what we teach you. You can't count on a guy being in the same spot all the time. So it'll be a good challenge for us first game.
How important is it to rely on these seniors? You got a good group of seniors this year to, first road game, make sure everybody's got everything, just to kind of make sure the bus rides where it needs to be. How important is it to rely on them?
Yeah, we go through the checklist and we'll do it right before we leave and get on the bus. And I've got great guys on my staff that get everything around, but, the video equipment, all that stuff that goes on, they really help me out so I can just kind of do my thing on Friday nights. And, a lot of it, we kind of forget that we have young guys and we have to teach them, to do all the things that you're supposed to do. And the older guys, this is old hat. But, they've been doing a really good job with the young guys. I probably lost my patience more with them than they have. But, we have got a good group that's helping those guys along the way.
Coach, what do you see different from this year's crew than last year's? Obviously, you've lost some great shoes to fill, but overall, generally, what do you see differently?
I think confidence. I think just a comfortable feeling with the offense. We've only added things and then added things to the defense. It's been a really smooth summer as far as installation, and so we've been able to really look at refining certain parts of what we're doing and finding holes in our defense, finding holes in our offense, and being able to capitalize on and get better at those things. So I think it's more just the young guys bringing them along, but the older guys just they kind of know they're in now to the system, and so it's a lot easier to move a little bit faster at times.
Do you see maybe adding a few things earlier this year than you would have maybe last year because you're number 3?
Yeah, I think we can do some different things, in the passing game, some things on special teams, but, we're not going to get too far from what we are, and that's a very physical football team that wants to run the ball, and we will pass the ball, but if you can't stop the run, we're not going to just call pass plays to call pass plays. So, our kids have embraced that. They kind of like it. They have that chip on their shoulder that, we gather our yards on the ground.
We always talk about offense, defense, but a lot of times special teams is a factor. How's the special teams looking this year? I know that's not something you always work on early in the season either.
We try to start punt team as soon as possible, and we've been doing it for about 2 weeks. And then, of course, the kickoff. Those two plays in particular can really swing a ball game, and so we've really been emphasizing those and doing drills to do those. Looks pretty promising right now. Kickoff has been slowed a little bit because Parker Wallace has had a little bit of an injury, but otherwise, things are coming along just fine in the kicking game.
It's important too, these young kids to be ready, because with the smaller numbers, you never know who's going to be next man up. And we talked a little bit about that in the preview show, and these kids have got to be paying attention all the time.
Yeah, we're trying to build that depth, and some of them aren't too sure that they should be a part of that. They're still, shying away from that a little bit. A lot of our guys are hungry and want to get in there, and we're going to play a few young guys tonight and see, how they react when the bullets start flying.
We talked a little bit about Wabash last year, what they did to you. What do you see this year? Obviously, with the quarterback coming back on the turf at Wabash, what do you look for?
Still going to throw the ball around. A lot more mix of the pass in than the run. We'll probably see about a 70-30, I'm guessing, pass to run. Defensively, they're still multiple. They're gonna try to fool you a little bit up front, and they're athletic. So it's a good challenge going into game one.
What do you want? Obviously, a W. It's always great to start with a W. But what do you want to see more in depth? What do you want to see out of tonight's game?
Just real physical play. We want to impose our will on our opponents, and so we want to see guys getting off the ball fast with confidence, going up to the line, really firing off the ball and getting after it.
How important is it, too, if you make a mistake, to just forget about it and move on?
That's always a part of the game, and we emphasize that in practice even. So, yeah, we want to see, guys that can move on from a mistake, not allow that to keep us down, and just get back to what we do.
Keys to a victory.
Physical play, hold on to that football, and win all phases of the game.
Best of luck. We'll talk to you afterwards.
Right, thanks, Randy.
Ron Schaefer of the Rochester Zebras in our coaches interview, being brought to you by Fulton County Community Foundation, where giving grows. Back to Wabash High School after this. Giant FM Sports and RTC TV4.
Wabash won the toss and they deferred to the second half. Rochester will receive the opening kickoff. The Apaches will kick off.
Ready to go, Val? Final thoughts before we kick it off.
Well, Wabash won the coin toss and they elected to defer. I think if you're the Zebras, I think you like that.
Oh, yeah.
If I averaged 40 points a game last year, I like to get my offense out on the field as quickly as possible, especially if I got a new quarterback who I'm trying to get some confidence going with. And that was interesting what he said about Parker Wallace. We saw Parker play soccer last night. He looked a lot better. That knee looks like he's doing a lot better, and that's big in case they need to kick a field goal. If he's not the best kicker in the TRC, he's right up there.
Well, obviously, we're going to talk about the offense then for the Zebras in the starting lineups being brought to you by Jennings Insurance in Argus and Rochester. We're going to talk about Carson Pollock. We're going to talk about Alex Deming, Wesley Meadows, and some of those guys that will be in the starting lineup tonight as we are ready to go on time tonight as we're ready for the kick. The kickoff being brought to you by Odell Lumber and Supply, your locally owned building supplier. And, well,
if the Zebras need to punt, don't be surprised if Pollock is the punter.
Yeah.
And he's pretty capable, and he's actually showed off a nice leg in practice as well.
Looks like Trevor Wally back deep as well as Parks. So we're ready to go.
Parks a transfer from Peru. He's a very good athlete.
William Galley going to be doing the kicking. It's a short end-over-end kick going to take by Parks at about the 19-yard line. He's up the middle. He's across the 40. Gone down to the 45 and across, and finally going to be brought down near the 49-yard line. Great field position for the Zebras to get started.
It was interesting. Fervida was back there with him, and once he caught the ball, he just decided to follow Ferv down the field, and some good yardage on that opening kickoff.
So the Zebras will start out 1st and 10 for the Zebras. Just underway here at Alumni Field, Wabash High School. Deming, the lone setback, back behind Pollock. Looks like Weend is to the split to the near side, the tight end on this end. And he goes to Deming. Deming are on this left side. Deming cuts it back up the middle. Deming still on his feet. The 20, the 15. Down 10-5. Touchdown, Deming. Alex Deming on the first play from scrimmage. A 51-yard touchdown run. And the Zebras are on the board, 6-0.
What a start to the season. I mean, a great cutback. There was a Wabash kid. I think he thought he was in position, but Alex just kind of ran through him and then cut back and then was able to straddle the sideline and get in.
Great start for the Zebras here on offense. As looks like they're going to go for 2 as Carson Pollock will come in from the sideline.
Carson Pollock's got to be thinking this quarterback thing is easy. He should probably retire right now.
So the 2-point conversion on the way for the Zebras. Deming, obviously, there. Also, Colton Furvita split out wide is Young. And they hand it up the middle to 22, and that's going to be Brett Beck, and Beck will get the 2-point conversion.
Beck converts the 2-point conversion.
So, 8-0 start the season here from the Zebras with 11:41 to go here in this first quarter. We'll be back right after this. You're listening to Zebra Football, Giant FM Sports, WROI, and RTC TV4. Being brought to you by Rochester Ford, home of the lifetime oil change. Val, the scoring drive.
1 play, 51 yards. Alex Deming, a 51-yard touchdown run, 2-point conversion run by Brant Beck, and Rochester leads Wabash 8-0 with 11:41 to go in the first quarter. At 7:02 on opening night, the Zebras have some points already.
Wallace will be the kickoff. He kicks it deep, and it's going to go to the left side. And that's going to be number 2, Daughtry. He'll bring it back, and he's going to be tackled right at the 20. And that's where he'll take it, about a 5-yard return. And so they'll have it 1st and 10 from their own 20 with 11:36 to go here in the first quarter. Again, 8-0. Zebra score. First drive from scrimmage, 51 yards.
If Wabash is going to compete in this game, they're going to need a big game from Daughtry, both as a returner and as a receiver. Again, they lost, the Grant kid, who was their explosive guy. I mean, he could take it 80 yards. He could take it from anywhere on the field. And the Booth kid graduated as well. So you need a big game from Daughtry. He's their most experienced receiver by far. Fields is their big running threat.
Grant out of the shotgun. Right out of the shotgun. He hands it off, comes to the near side, and that's going to be to Fields. Fields is going to gain a couple yards. He'll pick up, looks like 2. It'll be 2nd and 8. Ball sitting on the 22-yard line.
Zebras stopped the run pretty well against Winnemac in the scrimmage last week, and off to a pretty good start tonight. Brant Beck with the tackle on that first play. If you want to go east and west, you're going to have trouble. They played fast and physical last week, and I know Coach Burgess from Wabash noticed that as well when we talked to him.
Right out of the shotgun. Now we're going to have a penalty movement as a couple players looks like they started to move. And I believe it's going to be against Tate, as Tate was the one going to motion. So now it'll be 2nd down and 14. They only gave him 1-yard pickup on that last one. So 2nd and 14 now with 11:01 to go here in the opening quarter at Alumni Field. Randy and Val, you can join us for high school football week number 1, and Zebras started it out pretty well. Here's Wright out of the shotgun again. He's got twins to the near side. Now going in motion is Tate. Look to pass, goes to his left, and it's going to be caught up the middle, and that looks like Daughtry, and Daughtry's going to get across enough for a first down into about the 35, 36-yard line. First down's being brought to you this year by Steve Moore Agency. Small town, a big service. So it's a 1st and 10 now. So clock continues to roll, 10:25 here in the first quarter. Right.
We don't have an 85 for Rochester on the program. We think that's Weand.
Okay.
I believe, starting at that left end spot.
I do have an 85. Hang on, I'll tell you here in a second. And let's go. Looks like it's going to get to the 36 maybe. I have 85 as Zeiger, Roswell Zeiger.
Roswell Zeiger starting at end.
That's who I have on my chart.
Okay.
So 2nd down and 9, a 1-yard run.
Deming with the nice tackle there.
So they split.
And Deming back at linebacker this year.
Looks like Osborne and Tate. They got twins each side. Single setback with Wright. Out of the shotgun. Drops back, looks to throw, and it's going to be incomplete. Drops it. The intended receiver was Daughtry. Daughtry had it, but a nice job by Pollock there to kind of knock it loose, and he couldn't get a good grip on it, and it's incomplete. 3rd down and 9 now for the Apaches.
And we thought Pollock would get a look at that cornerback spot, and he is. Zebras with more like a 4-2-5 look than maybe the typical 4-3 or 4-4. But again, against the spread, that's not unusual.
Twins each way. Right back to pass. He chucks it, gets hit as he throws it. It's going to be complete And it's going to be caught into Zebra territory down around the 39-yard line, it looks like.
Right pass complete to Osborne.
Osborne, the receptionist there. Devon Osborne, the sophomore, 6'3". He just went up and got it. Wright got hit as he threw it, so it was a ball up for grabs. Great catch by Osborne for Wabash. Puts him into Zebra territory with 9:18 to go here in this open quarter.
Zebra defender's head was turned to the ball. He didn't see it. Osborne reacted to the ball right away. Good job by him.
Trips to the near side. Yep, movement, both. I saw it on both sides.
Movement again.
As they did the hard count, unfortunately, a couple of the wideouts jumped on that one, so it's a 5-yard penalty. It'll be 1st and 15 now, and move them back to the 44 of the Zebras. 9:05 and running here in the first quarter. Zebras lead 8-0 on the first play from scrimmage for the Zebras. All set up with a nice return. Now everybody's in tight. Out of the shotgun still. They hand it off. It goes up the left side to Fields. Fields going to be pushed out of bounds about the 41-yard line. So he'll pick up about 3. Still going to be 2nd and long now for the Wabash Apaches.
Pick up a 3 on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 12.
They mark it down at the 42. So 2nd and 12. So out of the shotgun again. Twins each way. Single set behind Wright. Wright drops, throws it, comes to the near side. Turning, looking is Daughtry, and he can't get it. Daughtry was chased down by Parks. Zach Parks drew Daughtry on that one. As pretty good throw, but coverage was pretty good for the Zebras.
Right, I would imagine they're going to pick on the sophomore who's making his first career start, especially you got a senior wide receiver, sophomore covering a senior. I mean,
you usually take that chance.
Yeah, almost put a little too much air under that pass, but we haven't seen Wright get outside the pocket yet.
No. Trips to the near side, single set to the far, out of the shotgun. Here's Wright again. Now he's flushed out of the pocket. The lefty comes to the near side. It's going to be complete to Tate. Tate's going to be pushed out of bounds.
Right pass complete to Tate.
And Tate's going to be knocked out of bounds at about the 36. So it'll bring up 3rd and about 6 for the Apaches.
I have it as 4th down.
5 on the play. It'll be 4th down.
Oh, it is 4th. My fault. Glad you had it. That's why I bring you along, Val. Keep me straight.
Well, they got just enough pressure there where Wright had to get rid of the ball maybe a little bit earlier than he wanted.
So they're going to go for it on 4th down from the 36 of the Zebras.
Why not?
Right.
Absolutely.
Out of the shotgun. Twins to the near side. Single set. Right. Up there. Now they may rethink it because of penalty as the left side jumps. Maybe they're going to try a hard count and get the Zebras off balance, but we'll see. Will they do it? What will Coach Carmichael call here? And looks like they will still go for it.
Again, teams go for it on 4th down now more than they ever have.
41-yard line.
Even in circumstances where you wouldn't think they would.
Yeah. Trips to the far side. Single set. Right. Up under center. Or out of the shotgun. There's a penalty marker. He's hit as he throws. Overthrown. But we do have a penalty. Let's wait and see what it is on the far sideline. And the intended receiver was Daughtry, but and it is going to be against Wabash. Rochester will decline it, and it'll be a turnover on downs.
I
think that was an illegal formation.
Okay.
But, regardless, that's
Zebras will take over at the 41. So we'll switch it around with 8:12 to go here in the opening quarter. First possession, Zebras score. First possession, Wabash gets a couple first downs, but stall out at the 41-yard line. So the Zebras with their second opportunity will.
Formation. It could be a legal formation, maybe. Maybe they didn't have enough on the line, but let's see what the Zebras are going to do now here.
So the Zebras will come out for the second time.
Gavin Young is in the lineup. He is wearing number 6 in white.
Okay.
And he was a guy who was really impressed in practice, I know.
And he goes on the far side. Split way out. Fervita goes in motion. Pollock back to throw. It's overthrown, intended for Beck. But Beck couldn't quite get it. Beck's only 5'6". Pollock threw it. He needed to be about 5'8". So second down and 10 now for the Zebras on the incomplete pass.
Well, the good news is that they're both sophomores. They got 3 years to figure it out.
Now, I'm sure Coach would rather them figure it out quicker than that.
Yeah.
So again, Young goes to the far side. Deming behind him. He gets the call from Pollock. Deming cuts it back up again, crosses the 50, still on his feet. Deming going to be pushed back, but now he's pushing forward, and they're going to finally mark him down. They're at the 45 into Wabash territory. First down, Zebras.
Belly.
That's Val's favorite play.
It works.
First downs again brought to you by Steve Moore Agency. Small town, big service. That's the Zebras' first down, but they lead 8-0. That's what happens when you score on one play.
Yeah.
So Deming, he'll dot it again in the back. Young comes to the near side this time. Fervita and Parks. Fervita goes in motion. Somebody misread that one because somebody wasn't there as Pollock turns to throw it in the backfield, toss it. Nobody was there. Everybody took off on him.
I don't know if he bobbled the snap or if it was just a busted play.
So Carmichael credited with the sack, so it'll be now 2nd and 13 as the ball's back to the 49 of the Apaches. 7-10 here to go in this opening
there
quarter.
There was some jet motion going on. I don't know if that was supposed to go to the jet guy, but once Carson bobbled the snap, that was that for that play.
Young to the near side again. This time it goes to Beck. Beck around the right side. Beck cuts it back up. Beck across the 40. Beck still on his feet, and he's going to be brought down they're saying the ball was out, but the officials are saying they whistled it dead first. So it'll be just shy of the first down. Looks like they need to get to about the 31-yard line. The ball's sitting at the 32. So 3rd and 1 now for the Zebras. I'm going to guarantee.
That's always that worry. You're trying to get that extra yard for the first down, and you might fumble it, but I didn't see the ball loose there either.
They give it to Beck again. Beck around the right side. He's got the first down and more. Down to the 25-yard line. So another first down brought to you by Steve Moore Agency. Small town, big service. Zebras now at the 25-yard line, knocking on the red zone. 6:08 to go here in this first quarter. 8-0. Zebras still lead. Young will come to the far side, or the near side. Fervita, Beck, Deming in the backfield. Beck goes in motion. It goes to, nope. Pollock pulls it back out. He's going to keep it around the left side, fakes the throw. Now he dives inside. Going to be at the 19 and inside the red zone. The Farm Credit Mid-America red zone, securing the future of rural communities and agriculture. Farm Credit red zone this year. So the Zebras have it now, 2nd and 4.
And that's kind of what we were talking about, some design running plays. Now, 71, is that also Zeiger?
71 is Zeiger, yes.
Okay, he's playing right tackle and he's playing on defense, and he's wearing 2 different uniform numbers.
Yes, they have him and Wien listed as 2 different numbers. So
Lawson is in there at right tackle.
Okay, there goes around the right side is Fervita. Fervita tiptoes into the end zone. Touchdown, Zebras.
Fervita with a 19-yard touchdown run for the Zebras.
19-yard run for Colton Fervita. So
Colton around the right side, that is kind of his patented play.
Yeah, he likes that right side.
So Deming's first carry of the season goes for a touchdown, and Fervita's first carry of the season goes for a touchdown.
And the Zebras looking to go for 2 here. Set up on the right hash this time. Pollock up under center. Fervita goes in motion. And the ball goes to Deming, maybe?
That was Ferv.
Ferv again?
Yeah.
Okay. Fervada completes it. And with 5:07 to go, 16-0, Zebras lead here at Alumni Field. You're listening to Zebra Football, Giant FM Sports, and RTC TV4. At Alumni Field, 5:07 to go. The Zebras put 8 more on the board with a 19-yard Colton Fervada run. Val, scoring drive?
7 plays, 59 yards. Colton Fervada, a 19-yard touchdown run. Colton Fervada with a 2-point conversion run, and Rochester leads Wabash 16-0 with 5:07 to go in the first quarter. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns for the Zebras.
Scoring drive brought to you by Rochester Ford, home of the lifetime oil change. As the Zebras will get ready to kick off. And again, Wallace back to kick. Parker Wallace to kick, and back deep is Daughtry.
Yeah, that 2-point conversion play was just, we're going to pitch you the ball, run behind Brady Beck.
Daughtry will take it from the 11. Daughtry cuts it back up the middle, and he's going to be met at about the 27, 28-yard line.
That was a nice job. That was Trenton Meadows, a freshman, who kind of hemmed him in, and then he got some help from Ethan Bailey, another freshman.
And Peru leads Logansport 7-0.
Well, that's a good start for the new coach there, Coach Mikowski.
And that is the 120th consecutive meeting of Peru Logansport, longest in the state. And so here's Wright out of the shotgun. Wright hands it off, right back up the middle, and that's going to be 10, Fields. And he's going to get a yard.
That was Deming on the tackle, and that was a nice job of reading his keys and then slipping in there and making the tackle.
So they give him 1, 2nd and 9 now here with 4.5 to go here in the first quarter.
4 carries for 7 yards for Fields, so hold him under 2 yards a carry, and you're doing a good job.
So they're looking to the sideline for the plays. The play clock is down to 9. Play clock, they're going to probably go ahead and take a timeout, I'm going to guess, as the play clock continues to roll, and they do. Timeout, Wabash. 4:21 to go here at Alumni Field. Zebras lead at 16-0. You're listening to Zebra Football, Giant FM Sports, and RTC TV4.
Right pass intended for Dr.
It was a quick timeout, and that throw from Wright is incomplete. Intended on the far side there was Daughtry, I believe, and throws it out of bounds.
Fervada was there in coverage, and I think maybe they thought they had a little advantage in speed there, but that was a nice job by Colton to sticking with Daughtry.
So incomplete.
There wasn't really a good spot where he could throw that ball.
Brings up 3rd and 9 now for the Apaches with 4:15 to go here in this opening quarter.
Weand in at left defensive end now, so they're rotating him in.
Right, out of the shotgun. Twins to the far side. Looks left, throws left. It's up in the air. And it's going to be caught by Daughtry, and Daughtry breaks free from the Zebra defense, and he's going to go into the end zone. Touchdown. We do have a penalty flag on the back in the back. Could be roughing the quarterback as well. We'll wait and see here for sure as they'll get the call. But Daughtry, what? Oh, it looks like it's going to be against Wabash. The officials looking at the Rochester sidelines. So they're going to negate that.
Yeah, I think Coach Schaefer will accept this penalty.
Yeah, you definitely want to accept that one if you're Rochester. Holding will bring the touchdown back, but you've got to give Daughtry kudos there as he goes up for that against 3 defenders against the Zebras, and he still come away with it.
And the thing is, he's 5'9".
Yeah,
and
his vertical is, woo.
Right, we've seen him play basketball.
Yeah.
He might not even be 5'9".
Yeah.
But he just plays all heart. His heart's 10 feet tall.
Great play there by Daughtry, but unfortunately due to
He's got
a holding
tall heart.
Holding penalty will come back.
The heart of a tall man.
So they're going to mark it at the 14-yard line now. It'll be 3rd and 19 for Wabash. We'll see how they can respond after this, what they thought was a touchdown.
Now if you're the Zebras, handle your zone.
Right, hands off this time, and he's going to play it safely, and it's going to go to Fields, and it goes out of bounds.
Meadows on the tackle.
And I'm assuming they'll punt since they're that far deep into the end zone.
And even on 3rd and 19, you got 4 guys in Zebra uniforms surrounding the ball.
Fourth down upcoming for the
And that's something we saw in the scrimmage, too. It's not one guy. It's just a bunch of guys.
Ball sitting at about the 18-yard line for the Apaches. 4th and 15, and they're going to punt it away. And looks like maybe 81.
Gwennon Hudson, I think is it.
Gwennon Hudson.
Or is it Galley?
And he bobbles it, but he gets it off. It's going to be high.
That was Galley.
End over end, and it'll take a Wabash bounce and it'll roll across the 45 down to about the 41, but we do have a penalty on the field. The handkerchiefs are making an appearance all of a sudden. So let's see what this call is, as the officials will talk it over. So they're going to march it off. Looks like it may be against the Zebras. So they'll tack whatever it is onto the punt. So they're going to put the ball at the 42. And the officials are talking. I have yet to see an indication. I assume they'll mark it off from there. Coach Schaefer says, what happened? What's going on? So they're explaining to the side judge. So they're going to mark it off. Looks like they're going to go 10-yarder.
10-yard mark off.
Maybe. Now he's going back. Again, we got to remember that these guys' first night too. So now we're going to have a conversation with all of them. So the Stripes are getting it down, yep. So now we're going to march it off again. All right, so we're going to march off.
10-yard mark off.
10 yards marked off.
32, it'll be 1st and 10 Rochester.
Holding. They called holding against the Zebras. Okay, so
I don't think Coach Schaefer is very happy about that because
so they will.
They didn't even try to rush the punter, and then they didn't even try to field the punt. I mean,
so Zebras back on offense now. Pollock up under center. He sends Beck in motion. The handoff faked. Now Pollock throws it. Intended for Meadows, and Meadows can't handle it. Might have let him a little too much. But now we'll have 2nd and 10 with 3:03 to go here in the opening quarter. Still 16-0 Zebras. Started out a quick first quarter as the Zebras scored on the first play, but after that, now it's kind of slowed down a little bit. So it'll be 2nd and 10.
The messenger system stays the same, even with the new quarterback. His quarterback goes back and forth to Coach Schaefer on the sideline. There's no.
Pollock sends in motion. That is Parks. They go around the right side, and Parks is going to be caught from behind, and the Zebras will lose a couple.
Ashton Grant with a nice play.
It will be 3rd down.
So now they lose 3, so it'll be 3rd and 13 for the Zebras. 2:40 to go in the opening quarter. So now out of the Zebras, out of the huddle. Play clock is down to 10. They break it. They're going to have to hustle. Pollock coming under center. Play clock at 3, 2, 1. They do get it off. The handoff, double handoff back to Parks. Parks cuts it back up the middle, and unfortunately going to be tripped up at about the 37. And that's going to bring up 4th down now for the Zebras. The original handoff to Beck, but then he handed off to Parks, trying to catch Wabash defense off guard, but not able to do it on that play.
Well, let's see what Coach Schaefer has in mind here. I would think you'd punt with a 16-point lead in the first quarter.
Looks like they're going to go for it. with 1:50 to go.
Yeah.
Unless you come out and hard snap it and try to get them off sides. Here's Pollock, sends a man in motion. Nope, they're going to keep it. Parks has it. Parks stutter steps in the backfield, and Wabash is going to get it on turnover on downs. Parks might have gained one, but it's not going to be enough, and it'll be a turnover on downs. I'm not sure. It was kind of I don't know if it was a broken play or it just didn't seem to develop like they thought.
Yeah.
Parks kind of was juggling the ball as well.
I think it was supposed to be a pitch, and Parks got so close to him that he kind of juggled the pitch.
So it'll be a turnover on downs for the Zebras. Wabash will have it now with 1.5 minutes to go before the end of the quarter. They get it at the 38 of the Zebras.
I think that answers how much confidence the Zebra coaching staff has in Zach Parks to hand him the ball on 4th down.
Flags fly. Another penalty against the Apache line, and it'll move them back 5. It'll be 1st and 15. So they'll mark it back to the 43-yard line.
Procedure against the Apaches, that'll cost them 5 yards. 1st and 15 from the 40.
Zebra defense going to need a big stop here and get a turnover back on downs. So
the defense has been playing so well. You give Wabash good field position, you're still confident you can stop them.
1st and 15. Man goes in motion. Nope, just switching ends, and that. Here's Wright. The pass out to Hackworth. Hackworth along the left side, and he's going to be knocked out of bounds. He's going to get to about the 41, it looks like.
Right pass complete to Hackworth.
So Hackworth picks up the catch and a couple of yards after the catch. So it'll be 2nd and about 11 with 1:24 to go here in the first quarter.
The wide receivers, they have to, their job, and Daughtry did a nice job of sustaining your block, because the wide receivers got to do their blocking on that play to give Hackworth some time to kind of diagnose things.
Right, getting everybody in position. He hands it off. And that's going to go around the left side to Fields, and he's going to go nowhere. At Logansport, now Peru leads 14-7. I got a text that said it was tied, and then another text just a few minutes later said 14-7. So
Lewis Cass leads Pioneer 6-0 tonight down in Royal Center. Good play there by Brady Beck. Nice ankle tackle, he penetrated in, and
at the 40.
They wound up losing one.
3rd and 12.
This is 4-down territory, I would imagine, for Wabash.
Here's Wright looking to throw it in. It's going to be incomplete. The throw a little low. Intended for Grant, Ashton Grant. Stops the clock. I believe it's 41.8 seconds to go.
4th down and 12.
Grant Beck there in coverage. I think Grant might have heard a couple footsteps too, but that was not, But that was interesting from where they threw it. They're viewing it as 4-down territory also.
16-0 here with just a few seconds remaining in this quarter.
Gavin
4th and 12.
Gavin Young in there at that outside backer position. They kind of a hybrid safety linebacker position.
Right, out of the pocket, launches it deep. It'll be a incomplete, almost picked off, but either way, it's a turnover on downs.
Intended for Daughtry, falls incomplete.
So Parks knocks it loose. Daughtry was the intended receiver, and the Zebras will take over at the 40-yard line. With 5 seconds remaining, we want to thank First Federal Savings Bank for being a football sponsor this year. They don't want to be the biggest bank, just the best. Also, Fulton County Best One Tire. The most important person to them is you. RTC Communications, phone, cable, and internet. Also for Val joining us, we want to thank RTC for allowing that as well. Shepherd Chevrolet GMC of Rochester, where they always treat you like family. Just a few of the sponsors bringing you this year's football. Here's the pitch back to Beck. Beck right up the middle. Beck across the 50. Beck still on his feet to the Wabash 40. Inside the 40. Going to be brought down and around. Looks like about the 36, 37-yard line with 27 seconds to go. As the clock continues to roll now with 20 seconds. Will the Zebras get a play off? Down to 19.
Kind of 23 yards there for Brant Beck. he's got good quick feet. He's got
Fervita, Beck, and Deming in the backfield. Fervita goes in motion. The handoff back up the middle to Deming. Deming cuts it around. Deming still on his feet. Going to be down around the first down marker. They're going to stop the clock because it is a first down. It's a Steve Moore Insurance first down.
Close to the first down, they will move the chains.
But 2.3 seconds to go. They probably will run it off, and there it is, the end of the first quarter. At the end of one here from Alumni Field, the Zebras lead it 16-0 here at first quarter complete. Giant FM Sports and RTC TV4. Val, give us your assessment of the first quarter.
Rochester with 141 yards rushing already. Deming 3 carries for 72 yards and a touchdown. Brandt Beck 3 carries for 47. Fervita only 1 carry for 19 yards, but it was for a touchdown. Parks 3 carries for 6 yards. Pollock 2 carries for 3 yards.
And again, we want to thank some of our sponsors, Fulton County REMC, making it better tomorrow since 1936. Smith Farm Store, serving farm and home since 1971. Smith Sawyer Smith Insurance, insurance, bonds, and wealth management. Woodlawn Health, earning the right to care for you, your family, and our community. And Fulton County Community Foundation, where giving grows. And the Winning Edge, outfitting your team for success, for the locker room to the office.
And the Zebras have held Keaton Fields to just 10 yards on 6 carries.
Pretty good.
You know, I mean, that's a veteran running back who's been through the wars, and you're holding him under 2 yards a carry. That's a good job.
So the Zebras will have it now to start the second quarter, leading 16-0. Pollock up under center. Ball's on the 26-yard line. Pollock gets Fervita in motion. He gets the ball, goes to the near side. Fervita turns it up, runs out of bounds. Going to be down around the 20s. Give him about, see if they mark it at the 19, looks like. So give him 7. That'll bring up second down now for the Zebras. Zebras looking to get inside the red zone. They do, and Farm Credit Mid-America is your red zone sponsor again this year.
That off-tackle play, and he just followed Big West Loss. And
Young split to the far side.
Colton's a pretty big guy himself.
Beck goes in motion, pitches to Beck. Beck on the left side, cuts it back to the middle. Beck, 5, end zone, touchdown.
Beck the ball carrier, 19 yards.
That was a big-time block by Big Brother.
Yeah.
Brady, that was a big-time block. That was a kick-out block, and that was a beauty. And the rest was Brandt.
Brandt Beck with a big 19-yard run. And the Zebras will go for 2 again. As Pollock will head to the sideline, get the call. Now he'll come back in. Young will split clear to the near side here. Pollock up under center. Beck goes in motion. He gets it, and he hands it back to Fervita in for the 2-point conversion.
Fervita picks up the 2-point conversion.
They ran the double handoff there in a 2-point conversion.
Yeah.
11:45 left before halftime.
24-0 now. Zebras lead it with 11:45 to go.
All the plays build on themselves. The play looked like it was going to be similar to the last play. They scored the touchdown, except this time he just hands the ball off. You go in the opposite direction, and the hole just opened wide open.
Ball leads Southwood 12-7 with 3 minutes left in the first quarter.
At the end of one quarter, the score at Logan is 14-7. Logan trails to Peru.
Wallace sees it up.
Peru's, they got their third coach in 3 years, but they got a veteran quarterback in Matt Retker.
Wallace kind of slips as he kicks that one. It's going to take a bounce, and it'll be picked up on the far sideline by Fields, and that's where he'll bring it back to about the 25. Turned out okay for the Zebras.
Mr. Fields got acquainted with Alex Deming quickly there.
He did. And we do have a penalty marker on the field on the far side, so we'll see what that is. And it's going to be holding, shoving the back against Wabash. Blocking the back against Wabash, so it'll go backwards. So they'll march that off. So as we get ready to go, it's going to go back to the 15.
Score update, West Central leads Caston 6-0 at the end of the first quarter.
Okay.
And a penalty on the Apaches.
So a penalty on the Apaches puts them now 1st and 10 from the 15-yard line after the kickoff. So now Wright has some work to do as he's standing at about inside the 10. Right, low snap, mishandles it, picks it up. He's going to run to the near side, chucks it over the top, and it's going to be complete. And a nice catch goes out to Hackworth. Hackworth running right with right as he kind of come out of there with that low snap. And it's a Wabash Apache first down, brought to you by Steve Moore Agency.
And that is Isaac Wright at his best.
So
getting outside the pocket, even with a sloppy snap, he's athletic enough that he can make something happen.
15-yard pickup there on that play, and it's 1st and 10 from the 30. Right, hands are right up at the middle. Fields is going to get a couple yards out of that. Looks like they're going to mark him a 2-yard pickup, so it'll be 2nd down and 8.
Brant Beck, I think he was there.
24-0, Zebras still lead here with a 10:50 to go here and before halftime.
If you can move it up the middle on this Rochester defense, you got a pretty good offensive line.
Yeah.
Because Xavier Vance and Brant Beck are
right again out of the shotgun.
They're hard to run on.
Calls for the ball, gets it, looks to his right, scrambles, throws it. It's intercepted. Intercepted, picked up by Gavin Young, and Gavin Young will run it inside the 10, and he's going to be marked down about the 7-yard line maybe. What a great read by Gavin Young.
You know, Gavin wasn't at the scrimmage last week. He was showing pigs at the state fair, and if you're familiar with Gavin, he's really good at showing animals. I read about him at the 4-H County Fair every year, but what a play that was. And, you know, he hasn't played a lot of defense, but, boy, you're right. He read that play completely well. And he returned it 20 yards.
So turnover on downs, put the Zebras in the red zone again, the Farm Credit Mid-America red zone. 1st and 10 from the 12. And so now Pollock up under center.
Parks at that left wing back.
Yeah, Parks back. Beck goes in motion. Now Pollock looks to throw it. Pollock scrambles. He's going to be brought down in the backfield, a quarterback sack.
Pollock taken down in the backfield.
And it's like pushing back to about the 14. So lose a couple on that one. Looked like he maybe was going to try to throw it that time, but they got pressure on him.
Yep, Sparling with the tackle. Drake Sparling for Wabash. Nice discipline by him.
2nd down and 12.
Second sack on the night for Wabash.
So from the 14-yard line, Zebras will have it. Play clock down to 8. Pollock up under center. Beck goes in motion. He gets the ball. Beck cuts it back up the middle. Beck still on his feet, and touchdown, Zebras.
Beck with a 14-yard touchdown.
Beck with a 14-yard run with 9:39 to go. So Beck gets his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Zebras will come in and go for 2 again. Pollock will call it, break the huddle. Young to the far side, out of the eye this time. And Pollock will throw it, and it's good to Furvida. So Pollock goes to Furvida for the 2-point conversion this time, and with 9:39 to go, it's 32-0 Zebras lead here at Alumni Field. You're listening to Zebra Football, Giant FM Sports, and RTC TV4.
Evans Agency is here to match you with the best insurance solutions that fit your needs. Whether you need coverage for home, business, auto, or life, Evans Agency will make sure you have the protection you need no matter what life throws your way. With a heart and a hand for friendship, Evans Agency is here for you. Call 574-224-6988 or visit online at www.evansagencyllc.com.
Back here at Alumni Field, this scoring drive being brought to you by Rochester Ford. Val, the Zebras score again quickly after the interception.
2 plays, 12 yards, took 50 seconds off the clock. Brant Beck with a 14-yard touchdown run. Holden Furvida with a 2-point conversion pass from Carson Pollock, and Rochester leads Wabash 32-0 with 9:39 to go in the first half.
Parker Wallace back to kick off for the Zebras. Back deep again is Fields and Daughtry for Wabash. Wallace, an end-over-end kick, going to come to Daughtry's side. He'll pick it up at about the 12. Daughtry goes around one and then steps out of bounds as he ran around Trevor Wally, but he kind of made him step out of bounds. So Wabash will have it with 9:39 to go here in the first half. Zebras leading 32-0. So let's see where they're going to mark it. They do mark it at the 25-yard line. So the Apache's back on the field. Logan Prue back tied, 14-14.
Pollock almost playing like an outside linebacker spot now. Now he branches out and playing
Right,
corner.
sends Hackworth in motion. They throw back to the right side, overthrown, intended for Daughtry.
Right pass intended for Daughtry.
And it'll be incomplete. So 2nd and 10 now for the Apaches with 9:35 to go. Well, you know, I know in the preseason stuff that you've talked with Coach Schaefer about, I've talked with Coach Schaefer about, defense was the key. He felt okay with it. He felt okay with the offense. He wanted a tighter defense from last year. Right now, got the shutout going.
They went to a lot of coaching clinics. Went to Los Angeles, talked to some coaches out there.
Here's Wright with a handoff. Wright gives it off to Fields. Fields comes to the near side, but a flag in the backfield, and by all indications, it is going to be a holding call against Wabash.
Referee threw that flag.
Yeah, and Wright threw his hands up right away. So the Zebras will. They're going to call holding against them, and they'll mark it back. So they'll walk it off. They'll take it back to the 15-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 20. Or 2nd and 20.
2nd and 20, yeah.
2nd and 20.
2nd down and 20 upcoming.
Right, out of the shotgun again. Twins to the far side. Puts Hackworth, now shuffles out to the near side. Back to throw, right. Launches it down the middle of the field for Daughtry and just overthrows him. And goes incomplete. That'll bring up 3rd and 20. So the Zebra defense with a big stop there. See if they can get another one. And
good job by the Wabash offensive line to give him some time
Yeah,
there.
he did have time.
He was able to step into his throw and really put some air under that and some distance under that. But
so Wright will come out of the huddle with 9 on the play clock. Out of the shotgun, down to 5. Wright sends Hackworth out. Now 2, 1. They just get it off. Wright rolls to his right. Looking, he's got pressure. He's got to look. He throws it off balance and throws it out of bounds. It'll be incomplete. Bring up 4th down. And so 9:15 to go here before halftime. The Zebras lead at 32-0, and
Tate,
Wabash will punt.
Tate was the intended receiver.
Okay.
But that was good. And now Rochester didn't pressure him on the last, but they did pressure him on that play and made him a little uncomfortable. And the coverage was pretty good too. He wasn't really able to throw it as soon as he wanted.
So back for the Zebras will be Furvita and Beck.
I think this is don't touch the punt, if possible.
And the punt will come to the Wabash sideline and take a left-hand turn and go out of bounds, and they're going to mark it at about the 37, 38-yard line. So the Zebras will have pretty good field position with 9:15 to go here before halftime.
23-yard punt, no return by Galley.
They do mark it at the 38. So the Zebra offense back out on the field. Pollock coming in with the play from Coach Schaefer. Randy and Val, glad you could join us here on Giant FM and RTC TV4s for another season of high school football. Zebras are home next week. We'll talk about that at halftime. Here's Pollock. The handoff is to Deming. Deming gets down about the 29-yard line.
They will mark it back at about the 31.
Make that the 31, I'm sorry.
Fields on the tackle for Wabash.
Fields with the tackle.
Yeah.
6-yard pickup, it'll be second down and 4.
2nd and 4. Clock continues to roll. Under 8:50 to go here before halftime.
Deming's average right around 7 yards a carry the last 2 years.
So Deming. Now Beck goes in motion. They go to Deming again. Deming up the middle. Deming going to be down around the 23.
3-yard line.
So another Steve Moore Insurance first down for the Zebras.
Osborne on the tackle for the
And the thing is, when you run Brand Beck in jet motion, you got to respect that.
Yeah.
And that's one defender whose attention is occupied. Well,
exactly.
They run the trap to Deming up the middle.
So they'll spread Young out to the near side this time. Fervida, Beck, and Deming. Beck goes in motion. The pitch is to Beck. Beck around the left side. Beck cuts it back up. Beck still on his feet. Finally going to be brought down inside the 15. Zebras inside the red zone again. The Farm Credit Mid-America red zone. Securing the future of rural communities and agriculture. That's Farm Credit Mid-America, your red zone sponsor. So Zebras have it now. 1st and 10. Nope, they didn't. Just shy. All right, they didn't give him the first down. Wow. Says about a half a yard short. So 2nd and 1. Beck in motion again. They fake it. This time they give it to Fervida. Fervida, he'll go around the right side, cut it back up. He'll get the first down and inside the 10. So it'll be 1st and goal for the Zebras. Nice move by Fervida.
Yeah.
Fervida with that high step, and he turned directions.
He usually makes the first man miss.
Yeah, and he did there. So 1st and goal for the Zebras. Pollock up under center. Fervida goes in motion. Pollock rolls out. Looks like he's going to throw the ball. He does, and it's incomplete, knocked out of bounds. Ooh, flag coming out from the back. Are they going to call pass interference?
There might be multiple flags here.
2 flags on the play.
The back judge might have thrown pass interference as he might have had a hand on his shoulder. Young was the intended receiver. We'll wait and see. They'll hash it out. We'll wait for the official signal. They're meeting at the 10 right now, and we're going to have procedure against the Zebras, pass interference against Wabash, offset, and we'll replay the down.
Yeah, the first flag they threw right at the snap.
Yeah. So we'll redo the 1st and goal.
Let's just wipe that play from our memories.
Yeah, that was a no play. So the Zebras will get a new play in from the coach. Pollock up under center. He spreads Young out to the far side this time. Pollock up under center. Hands it off to Beck. And actually went to Fervida and then Beck, and touchdown Zebras.
Beck the ball carrier, touchdown Rochester.
Beck with a 7-yard run.
7-yard run. 7:24 left here in the first
And the
half.
Zebras are on the board again. And the Zebras will go for 2. 38-0 right now. So here will the 2-point conversion as Pollock up under center, Young to the far side. Pollock flips it back to Fervida, and in the end zone, the 2-point conversion is good for Fervida.
2-point conversion.
Looked like Carson Pollock was providing a lead block after
He did block a little bit there after the pitch, and the Zebras lead it 40-0 here. 7:24 to go here in the first half. Back with more after this. Giant FM Sports and RTC TV4.
Daughtry returns the kickoff across the 20 to maybe the 22.
The Zebras goes from Wallace, and the Apaches will bring it back across the 20, and that's where they'll have it 1st and 10 here with 7:18 to go here before halftime. Zebras lead at 40-0. Brant Beck with the 3 scores in a row there, but that scoring drive, Val, brought to you by Rochester Ford.
6 plays, 38 yards, took 149 off the clock. Brant Beck with a 7-yard touchdown run. Colton Ferverter with a 2-point conversion run, and Rochester leads Wabash 40-0 with 7:24 to go in the half. Brant Beck, 7 carries, 96 yards, 3 touchdowns so far.
And here is Wright up, hands it off, and going nowhere will be Fields, and it'll be 2nd and 10 as the Zebras stood him straight up.
And again, we talked about the discipline on defense. That was it. That was an example of it right there, because Fields thought he had a cutback lane, and that closed up in a hurry, and Wesley Meadows was right there, and Brent Beck was there to help him out.
21-14, Peru leads now with 6:30 left in the first half. So back and forth scoring over at Logansport. Here's Wright out of the shotgun. Twins each side, single man behind him. Wright looking to throw, does, and it's going to be complete to Daughtry on the right side. And Daughtry will stretch it out, get it near the 30. Looks like they're going to mark him, though, about the 29. Clock continues to roll. We're down to 6:20 to go here in the first half.
Again, the mercy rule does not go into effect until halftime.
Yep.
So
Second half. So Wright will come out of the huddle with 15 on the play clock. Again, Twins to the near side. Twins on the far. Here's Wright looking to throw. Throws to his left. Going to be incomplete. And that'll stop the clock at 5:57. That'll bring up 4th down for the Apaches. And it looks like they're going to go ahead and go for it. So Wright gets the play from the sideline. So it'll be 4th down and 3 from the 29 for the Apaches. And Zebras lead at 40-0 here at Alumni Field.
With 3 first downs in this game. 2 of them on their first drive. And
there's a penalty. And that'll be movement on the line.
Movement against the Apaches.
Moving back 5 yards.
North Judson leads Culver 6-0 with about a minute and a half to go in the first quarter.
Okay.
It's a 7:30 start.
Yep, a little later start.
Out at Culver. That is the 9th time they have played each other in the last 5 years. They played each other in regular season and sectional.
Yeah. So they'll go ahead and punt it away after the penalty. Wabash will. And nobody back deep for the Zebras. Here's the punt. And it's a high end over end kick. And it will take a Wabash bounce and come stopped at the 45-yard line of the Apaches. And that's where the Zebras will take over here on this next possession. The Insulation Guys, your hometown certified insulation service provider, along with Rochester Ford, home of the lifetime oil change. Peterson, Wagner, Perkins, providing excellent legal services. McDonald's, I'm loving it. And Jennings Insurance and Argus and Rochester, going beyond the expected for you. All proud supporters of Zebra football here on Giant FM. So the Zebras will have it with 5:51 to go. Pollock up under center. Fervita, Beck, and Deming in the backfield. Young to the near side. They fake the handoff. Pollock steps up in the pocket. He's going to tuck it and run it, and he goes to the left side. He's still going, and he's going to be knocked out of bounds at about the 36 or so, just shy of the first down. It'll be about a 9-yard pickup for Pollock. Kind of looked like a broken play, but it could have been a design play too.
Or I think the coverage was just good.
Yeah.
I think he had to tuck it and run. What we've noticed about all these passing plays that they've called, they've all been on first down.
Yeah. So the Zebras will have it now, 2nd and 1.
2nd and 1, and you got a whole menu of plays you can run here.
Young to the far side.
Really got the defense on their heels.
Fervita gets the handoff. Fervita then is met in the backfield by Hackwork. And that's the first time I think Fervita has been stopped in the backfield tonight. So the Zebras will have it now 3rd and 3 as they lose 2 on that one.
I think we were maybe kind of wondering, would Wabash maybe try some blitzes or just try some gambles and try to get in the backfield quickly? They did there, but they have not done that for the most part. So
the Zebras come out of the huddle with 12 on the play clock. Young to the near side. Again, Beck, Fervita, and Deming. Beck goes in motion. Deming gets the call up the middle. Deming falls forward, and he'll get across the 35, and that'll be enough for a first down. Another Steve Moore Insurance first down. Steve Moore Insurance, small town, big service. Coming up at halftime, new halftime sponsor this year, Winning Edge, outfitting your team for success from the locker room to the office. The Winning Edge halftime show coming up here in 4 minutes and 35 seconds on the game clock. Pollock will send Young to the near side this time. Turns around, hands it to Deming. Deming on the left side, breaks a tackle, stiffs arm one guy down to the 10, and going to be ran out of bounds at about the 8-yard line. Another first down and 1st and goal now for the Zebras.
I think that was just an off-tackle play.
Yeah.
Fullback off-tackle. And
good stiff arm there by Deming.
Yeah, Isaac Wright, he thought he had him.
So the Zebras will have it 1st and goal from the 8.
Alex Deming over 100 yards rushing now, 7 for 117 and a touchdown. And Beck has 96.
Young will split out to the near side. Far hash is Pollock up under center. Fervita in motion. Pollock keeps it, throws it to Beck, and it's going to be dropped incomplete. Again, another passing play on first down. So that'll bring up 2nd and goal from the 8. As the Zebras have 4:13 to go.
We've been talking about, boy, that you want to get Brant Beck out in open space on the pass. Boy, it's a nice idea.
So the Zebras will have it now 2nd and 8. Actually, 2nd and goal from the 8.
Zeiger in at right tackle.
Pollock sends Beck in motion. Hands it to Deming. Deming breaks a tackle, bounces off another one, and will get down near the 2-yard line, 1-yard line. Wait and see where they say he stepped out of bounds. Looks like about the 1. So give him 7 yards. So now it's 3rd and goal from the 1. And Wright, a little slow to get up for the Apaches on the far side. He'll come out to the sideline now with 4:05 to go before halftime. Randy and Val, glad you could join us here from Alumni Field at Wabash High School.
5 seconds to go on the play clock, and Pollock's just getting the huddle now.
Now they'll reset it.
Okay.
The official resets it. And handoff is to Fervita. Touchdown, Zebras.
1-yard touchdown for Rochester.
1-yard touchdown run for Fervita with 4 minutes exactly to go before halftime. So Fervita in for his 2nd touchdown of the evening. And the Zebras will look for another 2-point conversion. At the end of 1 quarter, Knox leads Winamac 15-0.
Another 7:30 start.
So Pollock on the 2-point conversion, up under center now. Pollock flips it to Beck. Beck will walk it into the end zone. Beck gets a 2-point conversion.
Making it 48-0.
So with 4 minutes to go here before halftime, Zebras lead at 48-0. You're listening to Zebra Football, Giant FM. RTC TV4. And Knight Field, the Zebra is well in control here with 4 minutes to go. They score again, and Colton Fervita finishes it with a 1-yard run. That scoring drive, Val.
7 plays, 45 yards. It took 1 minute and 51 seconds off the clock. Colton Fervita with a 1-yard touchdown run. Brant Beck with a 2-point conversion run. Rochester leads Wabash 48-0 with 4 minutes to go in the first half.
Parker Wallace to kick off. Wallace will take that one right down the middle. Going to be taken by, I believe that's Fields. He'll bring to the near side. Come to the Wabash sideline, and he'll step out of bounds, and we're going to have a penalty flag. I'm guessing it's going to be a late hit as Fields was headed that way, and they throw it, and they're going to lay the penalty marker down at the 27 or 28. So now they're going to call personal foul against the Zebras. Late hit. So they'll march it off 15 yards. And give Wabash pretty good field position with 3:51 to go here in the first half. Zebras leading 48-0. So now the ball sitting at the 43-yard line.
Yeah, if that was in the college football or the NFL, they might not have called that, but in a high school football, I think you got to call that. But for the most part, kickoff coverage has been pretty good so far today. This is really the first time they've started past their 30.
Right back in there. He looks to throw. Throws one up in the air, and it's going to be a tie ball, and it's going to go to the offense. And Daughtry has the catch and in Zebra territory. Down near the 28-yard line, it looks like. I think the defender turned around maybe just a hair too late on that one. He did get up and kind of tie it up, but Daughtry was able to make it the catch as well.
We've been talking about that matchup, a sophomore corner covering a senior wide receiver, a very accomplished wide receiver.
Zebra defense.
That would be maybe a matchup they would try to exploit, and they did there.
Yep. We'll see how tough they are here now inside the 30. There's a penalty marker thrown. Wright is going to be sacked in the backfield.
Wright taken down in the backfield.
Wright going to be taken down by Brady Beck. But we do have a penalty marker on the far side.
Brady, in this sport, you don't get 2 points for a takedown.
That would have been a big takedown.
And the penalty, I think, is going to be on Wabash as well.
Penalties against Wabash. Zebras will decline that penalty, and they'll take the loss on the big sack by Beck. And that'll push the ball back to about the 34-yard line. So now 2nd and 16 for the Apaches after the big sack. So the clock continues to run. 3 minutes to go here before halftime. The Winning Edge halftime show coming your way. We'll talk all about Zebra sports. We'll talk about the first half of this game. And we'll talk golf. Some exciting stuff happening in Zebra golf. There's a pass complete to Daughtry. Daughtry makes the catch and gets a few extra yards afterwards, and he'll get that big sack back and gain more as that ball will be down and around the 22-yard line. 2.5 to go before halftime.
Gain of 12 there.
Daughtry does come up gimping, though. Yeah, he's not going to be able to. They're going to have to stop the clock. Daughtry just went to the ground. He's got a cramp or something, it looks like. Kind of, we wondered about that just because first game, you always wonder, but usually it's also 90 degrees or better in the first game here, and a nice cool 70-some tonight. So he'll come to the sideline to get stretched out by the trainer. So right back into the shotgun now. Clock rolls. Hackworth goes to the far side. Right to throw. Throws it and had the catch. Drops it is Tate. And that's going to go incomplete. And it'll bring up 4th and 4 now for the Apaches at the 22-yard line.
Parks, they're in coverage. I think Tate might have kind of
hurt him coming.
Yeah.
kind of felt him in the area.
Well, but this is exactly what you want if you're Coach Schaefer. I mean, you got a big game next week, and you know that you should come out of this game healthy.
So Wright out of the shotgun will send Twins to the near side. 5 on the play clock. Hackworth goes out 2-1. They just get it off. Wright looking to throw. Wright's flushed out of the pocket. Wright's going to be sacked in the backfield again, and that's going to be a turnover on downs. Zebras bring the heat.
Deming was there, and I believe that was Zeiger.
Yeah. So Zebras will take over on downs with 2 minutes and 4 seconds to go before halftime. And the ball at their own 24-yard line. Fulton County Solid Waste District. Don't trash our future, please recycle. Steve Moore Insurance, small town, big service. Edith Rose Company. They craft their products with your health and well-being in mind. All proud supporters of Zebra football here in the 2023 season. So here's Pollock up under center. Pollock puts Furman in motion. Pollock will look to throw again on first down. He does this time, and it's going to be caught by Young after it's tipped by Wabash. Young stays with it and catches it at the 45-yard line. Almost intercepted and turns into a big reception for Young. And the Zebras get another Steve Moore Insurance first down.
What a big half for Gavin Young. An interception on the defensive end, and now a big catch.
Wow.
Good concentration.
Yeah, stayed with it.
Gavin, an outstanding player in the baseball team. He's got good hands. He plays outfield, so
minute and a half.
That he could play there.
Beck goes in motion. He gets the pitch. Beck around the left side. Beck will cut it back up to the middle. Beck back to the left. Now back up the middle. He crosses into Wabash territory. Going to be finally brought down about the 26-yard line. So a huge pickup for Beck. Zebras quickly to the line. They're trying to get something going here.
29 yards on that carry.
Pollock will spike it. And they'll have 2nd and 10 after the spike.
I am a bit confused. Why would you spike the ball if you got 3 timeouts?
Pollock downs the ball.
Is that
minute 15 to stop the clock?
Maybe if the score's not 48-0, you don't do that.
Yeah.
Maybe.
So they take the down. 2nd and 10 now. Young again to the near side. Pollock looks to the sideline to change the play. 2nd down and 10. And that confusion. Now we get a timeout. Zebras take a timeout. We'll take one as well. 1:15 to go before half. 48-0. Zebras lead here at Giant FM and RTC TV4 at Alumni Field. Zebras lead up 48-0. And Val, got any scoring updates?
Still looking. North Judson 6-0 over Culver at the end of the first quarter. Lewis Cass 6-0 over Pioneer at the end of the first quarter.
15-0 knocks over Winnemac after one. And
Pioneer leads Lewis Cass 8-6 at halftime.
Okay. 21-14 was the last report from Logan and Peru. Here's Pollock with the snap. Pollock rolls, throws it, lobs it over the top, and it's going to be complete to Colt Meadows. Touchdown, Zebras.
Oh, was that beautiful.
Or Wesley Meadows. I went old school there, said Colt. Wesley Meadows with a touchdown pass. How many yards?
26.
26, okay. So they'll go for 2 on play with 1:08 to go. So Pollock to Meadows. So the 2-point conversion to Deming, and he'll walk it in good.
Deming with the 2-point conversion. 56-0 with 1:08.
7 touchdowns, 7 2-point conversions. Wesley Meadows, a 26-yard pass from Carson Pollock for the touchdown. Alex Deming with a 2-point conversion run, and Rochester leads Wabash 56-0 with 1:08 to go in the half.
That scoring drive being brought to you by Rochester Ford, home of the lifetime oil change.
I remember when Ron Schaefer, one of my first interviews, he said, I want guys to be able to come. the whole purpose of football is for guys to come back like 20 years from now and tell crazy stories about what life was like 20 years ago. Carson Pollock's going to have one heck of a story to tell about the first half he ever played quarterback.
Yeah.
56 points.
Full-time quarterback, yeah.
Yeah.
And that kickoff by Parker Wallace being brought to you by Odell Lumber and Supply. And it's being brought back by Daughtry, and he'll bring it back to about the 33-yard line. And that's where Wabash will have it with 60 seconds to go here before halftime. Randy and Val here on Giant FM Sports and RTC TV4. Glad you could join us tonight on the road to Wabash. I want to thank A.D. Stone and his staff hosting us here. Another great job.
Score from Wawasee. I'm very curious about that one.
Here's Wright. Wright, the handoff. It goes to Fields. Fields going right back up the middle, and looks like he might get 2, 1.
On the tackle, gain of 1.
Going to give him 1. Second down and 9. Clock rolls with 42 seconds to go. Ten seconds differential in the play clock and the game clock. So they'll have to get one more play off here before halftime. Right, out of the shotgun. Twins each side. Fields behind him. Right, looking to throw. Scrambled out of the pocket. And he'll throw it, and it's going to be short. And that'll be incomplete. And the clock stops with 10.4 seconds to go.
Yeah, I think this Wabash team will get a lot better as the season progresses. Because they've got some young receivers, and they're just going to build some chemistry as the season goes on with Isaac Wright. Halftime score from Syracuse. Tippecanoe Valley leads Wawasee 13-0.
Really? Okay. A little different. We talked with Coach Moriarty on Monday night, and he says a little more challenging lineup this year. So
Valley starting with 2 straight road games, but they still got 5 at home.
Yeah.
Like two on the road and then 4 in a row at home.
Right to Field now. Field around the right side, and he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's going to do it for the first half. At the end of one complete, Zebras lead it 56-0 here at Alumni Field. We'll take a 2-minute timeout, and we'll make it a 3-minute timeout. When we come back, we'll talk about the first half, and we'll talk other stuff with Val. You're listening to Zebra Football. They lead at halftime, 56-0 on Giant FM Sports and RTC TV4. Deming. It goes for 6, and Beck had the 2-point conversion, and the Zebras led 8-0 with 11:41 to go in the first quarter. 5:07 mark of the first quarter. It was a 19-yard run by Colton Fervida. Fervida also got the 2-point conversion, good to 16-0. Heading into the second quarter, it was Zebras with 11:45 to go in the second. 19-yard run by Beck. Fervida got the 2-point conversion, and it was quickly 24-0. 9:39 to go in the second quarter. Brant Beck, 14-yard run. Pollock to Fervida, 2-point conversion, 32-0. Brant did his hat trick, 3 in a row. 7:24 mark, a 7-yard run. Fervida, 2-point conversion, good, 40-0. Then at the 4-minute mark, with the 1-yard run by Colton Fervida and a Beck 2-point conversion, 48-0. And then with 1:08 to go in the first half, a 26-yard run by or pass from Pollock to Meadows, and Dimming 2-point conversion was good. 56-0 is our score, and Val, you've got some stats for us.
Brant Beck has 8 carries for 125 yards and 3 touchdowns. Alex Deming has 6 carries for 124 yards and a touchdown. Colton Fervida, 5 carries for 32 yards and 2 touchdowns. Carson Pollock with 3 carries for 12 yards. He also has 2 completed passes worth 47 yards, one of which went for a touchdown. Zach Parks, 3 carries for 6 yards. Gavin Young, 1 reception for 21 yards, and Wesley Meadows, 1 reception for 26 yards and a touchdown.
So that's where we stand, 56-0. The Zebras doing a pretty good job on defense, too.
I'm going to give Trevor Daughtry a shout-out, 4 receptions for 64 yards in the first half of the Apaches. He's a nice receiver. Yeah. He's a nice player.
He's made some great catches, and unfortunately one that came back, he had a touchdown pass.
Yeah, and that's with one that got
taken away.
That'd be in around the 140 yards. Hackworth, 1 reception for 15. Osborne had Devon Osborne had 1 for 25. So, they did have those 2 first downs on that first drive and were kind of in a rhythm a little bit, then eventually gave the ball up on downs at the Rochester 41, and from there it was kind of downhill. From there, Zebras, I don't know if I said this, they say 7 touchdowns on 7 drives. In fact, that's not true. 7 touchdowns on 8 drives.
8 drives.
There was one drive in which they did not score.
They did not score. And if you're watching on RTC TV4, you can see the highlights up right now as the Zebras put 7 scores on the board. And, the Zebra defense, we talked a little bit about it, but Holden Keaton Fields, and that's very tough to do.
Right, Holden, I think item 9 carries for 15 yards.
Okay.
I mean, that's less than 2 yards a carry for a pretty solid running back. When you play these spread teams, they want to get some runs going up the middle. They want to stretch your defense out to create some alleys for the runs up the middle. But even when they were trying runs just on 3rd and long, even those plays weren't. The Zebras were sniffing those out. So Zebras really playing fast and physical on defense. Just a really nice job. And then offensively, it just wow, it's just been very, very impressive. I think we knew the running backs would be good, but I think the offensive line has been really good. They've rotated in a couple different right tackles, and they haven't skipped a beat. And I think they run it to the right, and we talk about balance. If you talk about balance on offense, if you talk to an NFL coach, you're talking about between the run and the pass, or to college coaches between the run and the pass. For the Zebras, their idea of balance between the right side and the left side, and they've been able to run it on both sides, whether it's to the right side with Young and with Zeiger, or with Lawson, or running the ball to the left side with X and with Brady Beck.
Yeah, Zebra's been very efficient, and that was one of the things Coach Schaefer talked about, being efficient. And they have. They've
oh my gosh,
scoring a couple scoring drives.
Well, Coach Schaefer, there was one drive he didn't score, so I don't know.
Yeah, but I mean, even time wise, they really wouldn't mess around. A couple scores within 50 seconds, under a minute there.
Yeah. I mean, right. I mean, there was. Again, sometimes you got a new quarterback and they got to learn how to kind of spit out the play in the huddle, and sometimes that's tough for a new quarterback. But there have been very few issues. Maybe one play where he kind of went late into the play clock, but otherwise pretty efficient. They've been in a good rhythm.
You're listening to the Halftime Show, being brought to you by The Winning Edge, outfitting your team for success from the locker room to the office. Head down to The Winning Edge and see what they can do for you. If you're an athlete, or if you're a mom or grandma looking for something for an athlete, The Winning Edge will have it for you. So stop on down to The Winning Edge, proud supporter of Zebra football, bringing you the Halftime Show. Let's flip a little bit. I know this is one thing that most coaches don't always like to talk about, but okay. So we're getting ready to go. It'll be a running clock here to start the second half. Zebras lead at 56-0, and Wabash deferred, so they will get the ball to start this second half. And Parker Wallace getting ready to kick off for the Zebras.
Rochester cross country team opens the season tomorrow with the Jacob Graff Invite at Logansport.
Okay.
Rochester with 6 boys and 2 girls on the team this year.
So Daughtry's back deep, and also is Fields. And here's the kick by Wallace. It'll go to Fields on the far side. Fields gets it at the 10, brings it back towards the middle. 15 down to the 20, crosses the 20, now to the 25. Still on his feet, going to finally be brought down near about the 27, 28-yard line. So about an 18-yard return for Fields. And they're going to mark it at 27. So
yeah, somebody tried to tackle the ball and not the man. Tried to force a fumble.
So we'll start out with Wright and the offense for the Apaches on the field. Wright will bring him out of the huddle with 19 on the play clock. He's going to bring out Tate to the near side here.
Manchester leads North Miami 21-8 at halftime.
Here's Wright with a handoff right back up the middle to Fields. Fields gets across the 30. Going to be brought down near the 32-yard line.
Crosses the 30 to about the 32.
It'll be 2nd and 5 now for the Apaches.
Young on the tackle. 2nd down 5.
Apaches in the huddle. Zebra defense still starting out with the original starters. I'm going to guess late in this third quarter, early fourth quarter, we'll probably start seeing some other kids getting some playing time. Another handoff to Fields, and he is going to be smothered this time as he gets back to the line of scrimmage. And it'll bring up 3rd and 5.
Peyton Young on the tackle.
Peyton Young in there, or Gavin Young in there on the tackle. Randy and Val, so glad you could join us tonight. We also want to thank Steve and Caleb on the cameras for RTC and controls.
Bluffton 35-0 over Northfield at halftime.
Okay.
That's a good Bluffton team.
Again, out of the shotgun, Twins to the near side. Now Hackworth comes set out to the near. Looking to throw is right, over the top, and it's going to be caught by Daughtry. Daughtry then will turn and run across the 40, and enough for a first down, brought to you by Steve Moore Insurance. What a catch by Daughtry there. It was just barely out of his reach, but he was able to reach up there and snag it out of the air.
It is another Wabash Apache.
It's going to be interesting to see who leads the TRC in receptions this year. Derek Daughtry is going to be up there. That Fuddy Kyle from McConaughey, well, we'll see him in Week 9. He's going to catch his share of passes, too.
So from the 41, it's 1st and 10 now for the Apaches.
And, of course, Wesley Meadows. Don't want to forget him.
Wright rolls out, comes to the near side. Wright's just going to keep it this time, and then he'll be knocked out of bounds at about the 47-yard line. Clock continues to roll. We're down to 9-10 here in the third quarter. 56-0. Zebras lead it here at Alumni Field. So 2nd and 5 now for the Apaches. Nice run by Wright. Just kind of stretched things out a little bit. Found him some room. Again, out of the shotgun. Wright switches Hackworth from the right side to the left. Now hands it off up the middle to Fields. Fields is on the ground. They're going to say the ball was on the ground. They're whistling down. And that's going to be another Steve Moore Insurance first down for the Apaches into Zebra territory at the 47-yard line.
And it's another Wabash Apache.
8:20 to go here in the third. 56-0. Zebras lead it. Don't forget, coming up tomorrow morning, Coach's Corner. We'll talk to Rochester, Caston, Culver, Winnemac, and North Miami coaches about tonight's contest. Here's Wright again out of the shotgun. Wright looking to throw. He's flushed out of the pocket. Now he tosses it up into the air. It's going to be complete out to Tate. Tate runs up the field, and he'll get another Wabash first down, as that one's going to be down near the 33-yard line.
Grant Beck with the tackle there.
2-yard line.
Gardner, and now in for the Zebras, wearing number 79. James Gardner, the 5'7", 203-pound junior in at defensive tackle.
Going split out will be Osborne so it'll be Osborne and Tate on the far side. Hackworth now goes split out right. They keep it. And it goes around the right side to his right, and he's going to be tackled just inside the 30, down to the 29-yard line. It'll bring up 2nd and about 7.
Nice run there by Wright. Breaking a tackle from Brady Beck.
Under 7 minutes to go here in the third quarter, 56-0.
North Judson leads Culver 27-0 with about a minute to go in the first half.
Judson, another powerhouse team again this year.
Yeah.
Right again out of the shotgun.
New quarterback this year for North Judson.
Hands it off right up the middle to Fields. Fields will get down near the 25. Looks like they're going to mark him at about the 26. Going to be 3rd down and about 3 now. Clock continues to roll. Not going to get many possessions probably this time in here in the second half is with the clock rolling. So Wright again. He'll bring Tate to the near side this time. Fields in the backfield. Now Wright flushed out of the pocket. Given pursuit, he just chucks it out in the into the track and field, and it'll be 4th down now. Good pursuit that time by the Zebras. Number 60, that is Peyton Young.
Boy, Peyton has just, he was just so impressive in the scrimmage last week and has kind of continued that this week. I think they were kind of uncertain if they wanted him to play both ways, but I just think he's been so good.
Wabash will go for it.
Clarence Garrett is in the game for the Zebras, wearing number 23, playing at that cornerback spot.
Took Pollock's. That's where Pollock was playing. So we'll see if they switch that.
We haven't seen wholesale substitutions.
Not yet. Just a little bit at a time. Play clock is down to 2, and Wabash will have to take a timeout as they're going to go for it here on 4th down. So we'll take a timeout with them as well. 5:15 to go here in the third quarter. You're listening to Zebra Football as they lead 56-0. Giant FM and RTC TV4. Back here at Alumni Field, Wabash High School. After the Apache timeout, they'll have it 4th and 4 from the 26. With 5:15 to go, we hear Zebras leading 56-0. Running clock here in the second half.
McConaughey leads Southwood 26-21 at halftime. Zebras will play at Southwood in Week 8 and host McConaughey in Week 9. So those are down the road opponents.
Right out of the shotgun, looking to throw. Here comes the Zebras. They force him to throw it, and it's going to be complete out to 21 Tate. And does Tate get enough for a first down? He does. And another first down for the Apaches, brought to you by Steve Moore Insurance. So a big play that time for the Apaches to keep the ball in their possession and to keep it going here. They've had it to start. They've run 10 minutes plus off the clock. 4:44 to go here in the third. Daughtry and Tate out wide right. Hackworth comes left now. Out of the shotgun. It's right. Looking to throw. He does. Cross pattern. And that, I believe, is Tate. And here comes a flag. Nope, that was Daughtry. And a penalty flag coming in.
Well, I have a feeling what that penalty is going to be about. And it's going to be a personal foul on the Zebras, and I think that will be called as unnecessary roughness. Again, in high school football, I think you call that. In college or pro football, maybe not so much. But
so now you're going to give them first and goal after the penalty.
First and goal, Apaches at the 4-yard line.
Ball sitting now at the 4-yard line after the penalty.
yeah, that was a wrestling move by a very good wrestler. But it's
right.
Not allowed in football.
Right, out of the shotgun. They hand it to Fields. Fields up the middle, and no signal. Nope, they're going to say he's down at the 1. Or maybe even the 2. Looks like they may put him at the 2. 2-yard pickup. Second goal from the 2 now with 3:15 to go here before the end of the third quarter.
This will be the 14th play of the drive coming up.
Wabash has looked pretty good here, keeping the momentum going. Big fourth down pickup there. Second and goal from the 2 now. Right, up under center. The handoff goes to Fields. Fields is down at the 1-yard line. Zebras doing everything they can to keep the Apaches out of the end zone.
It'll be third and goal at the 1.
Third and goal now from the 1-yard line. Wright coming over limping a little bit as he comes to get the play call. And I'm not sure.
Fields slow to get up. Might
okay,
be.
they stopped the clock.
That's just a cramp.
Fields is coming off. And Osborne will come in for him, and now they'll wind the clock. So 2.5 to go. Third and goal from the 1 now for the Apaches. Right side goes Daughtry. Near side now is Osborne. Wright has 2 in the backfield behind him. Wright. And he's going to be met by Meadows. And that's going to be for a loss. It's going to bring up fourth down and about 2. Fourth and goal, 2. Meadows just come crashing through there. And now another slow Wabash player as the clock is stopped.
Zebras posted 1 shutout last year, beat Whitco.
Yeah.
70-0.
So 2:01 to go in the third is fourth and goal now. And the ball is placed at the...
It's at the 1.
It's still at the 1, okay. Fourth and goal Big play here for the Apaches and defensively for the Zebras. Right out of the shotgun. Hackworth switches left to right. Here's a snap. They give it to 21, and that's straight. And nope, he did not get it. Zebras hold. The Zebra defense holds. That was Tate, I believe. And it's a turnover on downs. Wow. Great for the Zebras. Unfortunately for the Apaches, you were moving the ball so well, and then you get a couple of opportunities down deep, and you can't capitalize.
Field short of the goal line.
So that was Fields, got held up short. Now the Zebras
16-play drive, but they do not score. They even lined up a wide receiver kind of as almost like an extra guard, the Hackworth kid. They planted him right behind the guard, and it was almost like a double lead play, but could not
Pollock
punch
still
it
at
in.
quarterback, under a minute to go from the 1. A handoff comes to Deming. Deming around the left side, and he gives the Zebras a little more breathing room. And that will bring in a wholesale substitutions for the Zebras as Coach Schaefer wanted to make sure Pollock and the starters got him out a little breathing room.
Yeah. 7 carries, 131 yards, and a touchdown for
So we'll have
Alex
to get
Deming on the night.
Looks like Clarence Garrett will be the quarterback for the Zebras now. One play here in the third quarter. Garrett up under center. Sends motion Meadows. And the ball goes around the left side, and it's going to be carried by Trevor Wally. Wally will get it across to about the 11, and that's going to do it for the third quarter. At the end of 3 complete, still 56-0. Zebras lead it here at Alumni Field, Wabash High School. You're listening to Giant FM Sports and RTC TV4. Alumni Field, we got some scoring updates, Val. You got one there?
Yeah. Lewis Cass leads Pioneer 14-8 into the third quarter. Peru leads Logansport 35-14 in the third quarter.
That just changed, 35-20 now.
35-20, okay.
Logan
Thank
scores. And the Zebras have the ball at the other end as we go clear down and walk it out. New quarterback, again, Clarence Garrett, the quarterback, and the Zebras will have it, looks like about 2nd and 7 after that call.
That was Kai Murphy. Kai Murphy had a very good scrimmage,
Okay.
I thought.
Murphy with a big run there.
He's kind of, he's a fullback.
Okay.
He runs the trap nicely.
Again, Garrett up under center. Garrett looking to hand it off the middle, and it is. And then that is 33. That is Cale Schatz getting the ball there. Nice run by Cale, getting a Steve Moore Insurance first down. So big pickup for Schatz. Another freshman.
Wabash getting a diet heavy on kale.
I was warned you've been practicing all week. Handoff around the right side. That was Gavin Young. Young got the call there as he moves from a wide out to the running back position. So again, Garrett to the sideline, brings in the play. Zebras lead at 56-0. Running clock here in the second half, down to 10:15 to go here in the fourth quarter. Garrett underneath the center. Sends a man in motion, and that is Murphy. The ball goes back up the middle. And was that Young again?
Wally.
Wally. Trevor Wally. Pick up a couple. It's going to be third down and about 7 for the Zebras. Again, join us for the post-game show. The post-game show this year being brought to you by the Tire Store. So stay with us. We'll have player of the game, and we'll have stats, all the fun stuff coming up here at the end of the contest. Zebras power forward again. That's Trevor Wally with the football. He picks up a couple more. And it's going to be 4th down now and about 6 for the Zebras. Again, leading 56-0. Getting some second stringers in.
Aiden Harrington is out on the field right now, playing some offensive line. Ethan Bailey's out there.
Murphy goes in motion. There's penalty flag coming, and another one thrown at the line. So it looks like we'll have a couple of them. We'll see what those are.
Wabash will just decline it, right? Unless the play was blown dead, but I don't think it was.
No, it wasn't blown dead. So, yeah, if it is against Rochester. But I don't know what. We had one thrown in the middle as well. So we'll have to wait and see what that was. And a holding. Holding is the call against. Holding against the Zebras. Penalty declined, so it'll be turnover on downs. It'll be Wabash football. So we'll have turnover on downs for the Zebras, and Wabash will have it with 7:45 to go here. 1st and 10 from the Zebra. They're going to mark it at the 29-yard line. So that's where the Apaches will take over. And Wright still in the contest for the Apaches. First and 10 for the Apaches. Wright out of the shotgun. And there we're going to have a offsides on the Zebras. That'll be a free 5 for Wabash. Look like might have been Liam Pinder. So it'll be 1st and 5 now for the Apaches. Wright gets it, hands it off. Right back up the middle, and that's Fields. Fields will pick up a couple more. It'll be 2nd down and about 3. Clock continues to roll, 6:33. Zebras are at home next Friday night as they take on the Valley Vikings in the Bell game. So I hope you can make it out there, cheer on the Zebras. Bring your radio. If not, we'll be there.
Matthew Crossland now in the game, and I think he had the tackle on that last play. I mentioned Pinder, he's in the game.
Right.
The tackle spot.
Right will keep it this time, right around the right side. He's going to be hit at the 20. He'll still be going, and finally going to be brought down at about the 15, 16-yard line. That's enough for a Apache 1st down.
And it's enough for another Wabash Apache.
Clarence Garrett with the tackle there. He kind of held up the right and said, hey, I need a little bit of help here. This is a big guy. Got a lasso down here. Schatz is playing a linebacker spot on defense. Trenton Meadows now in the game, freshman, playing in the secondary.
So now
Murphy playing at that cornerback spot.
Right again. 1st down. Comes to the near side. Now to Daughtry. Daughtry tries to break the outside. He's going to be brought down by Murphy. Murphy will get the tackle and will stop him at around the 6-yard line. And there's 5 minutes to go here in the contest. Again, 56-0 here for the Zebras lead. Right. We'll bring him out of the huddle. Right. We'll hand it off. Right up the middle goes Fields, and Fields will be inside the 5. And that'll be another Apache 1st down. Now it'll be 1st and goal. First and goal for the Apaches from the 4-yard line. Right, out of the shotgun. Penalty flag will stop the play.
Flag at the snap.
And against the encroachment against the Zebras.
Rochester.
So that'll be half the distance to the goal. So that'll be down to the 2. And so the Apaches will have it now, 1st and goal from the 2.
Half the distance to the goal. 1st and goal. Apaches.
Well, the bell game next week, but the Zebras have made a strong statement that they want to win this TRC.
And Wright on the fake handoff. Wright rolls around. Now he'll throw it in the end zone. Incomplete. Wright had a lot of green turf in front of him, and I think he might have made the corner if he would have just taken off.
Yeah, I'm not sure he's 100%. I think he would have rather.
Yeah, he's gimping a little bit there. I don't know if he didn't think he could make it or what. Ashton
Grant was the intended receiver.
So that'll bring up 2nd and goal from the 2. 3:10 to go here in the contest. They hand it to Fields. Fields will get in the end zone this time for the touchdown. Fields. .251 to go in the contest. It was a 2-yard run for Fields. And they will go for the PAT. And who's this, Val?
This would be Galley.
Galley for the PAT is good. The PAT is good, so
good
with
Galley.
That,
good Galley, Miss
56-7, our score with 2:15 to go here in the contest. We'll take a quick timeout. We'll come back right after this. You're listening to the Zebra Football Giant FM and RTC TV4 at Wabash High School Alumni Field. 56-7, our score as 2:15 to go in the contest as the Zebras will look to try to probably just run this out, Val, after that. We got that scoring drive brought to you by Rochester Ford. We'll get that scoring drive here in just a second.
Do you know how long that takes? 6 plays, 29 yards, took 5:33 off the clock.
All right.
Keaton Fields, 2-yard touchdown run. Extra point good by William Galley. Rochester leads 56-7 with 2:15 to go.
Furvita gets the kickoff, and he gets it about the 10. He'll bring it back near the 21-yard line, and that's where the Zebras will have it with 2 minutes to go here in the contest. So the Zebras will win it tonight. Looking like just a couple plays here, and we'll have some stats for you when we come back in the post-game show. Zebras will have it with 1:35 as they come to the line. A handoff is pitched back. That's 24, Trenton Meadows. Trenton on the carry. Will bring it back to the 24-yard line. Again, Clarence Garrett, the quarterback now for the Zebras. Fields comes limping off the field. Several different Wabash players being stretched out, cramping up here towards the end of the contest.
Yeah, thankfully nothing serious.
Yeah. Under a minute.
Rochester with 37 players on their roster, Wabash with 36. But Wabash has 10 two-way starters and Rochester has only 7.
Yeah. Murphy goes in motion. Murphy has the ball. He's going to be knocked back and he'll lose some yards on that one.
Murphy the ball carrier.
But that should do it. Might be just a few tenths of a second's difference. Zebras will come to the line one more time here tonight at Wabash High School. Garrett up under center. Hands it off to Meadows. Meadows will get it back to the 22-yard line, and that's going to do it, folks. The final tonight. Zebras win it 56-7. We'll be back with the post-game show right after this. The Zebras win it 56-7 here at Wabash High School, Giant FM and RTC TV4.
Your final score, Rochester 56, Wabash 7. The Apaches play again next Friday night here at Alumni Field. Kickoff is at 7 o'clock.